So lately I've felt very stuck in my life. And I say that because when I look at where I'm at now at 28 years old compared to where I was at last year at 27 years old, not a whole lot has really changed. And because of that, I kind of feel as though I'm not really progressing, at least at the rate that I feel like I should be. On top of that, it seems like all of my friends and peers are getting married or engaged or having kids. And I think that also weighs in on me having these types of feelings. And it's not the first time. I've had this feeling at different points in my life previously, but I think now that I'm a little bit older and have a little bit more perspective, I'm just able to handle it with a little bit more peace of mind. And that's the reason why I wanted to make this video. There's 3 points, or I guess perspectives, that I've really been reflecting on lately that have allowed me to, I guess, kind of accept and have the peace of mind to continue forward during this period of time where I do feel kind of stagnant or I do feel kind of stuck. And with that being said, the first point then is that change happens slow and then it's fast. And what I mean by this is change is something that is very incremental. It happens through a lot of small incremental improvements over time. And then all of a sudden you hit this peak, or you hit this period of time where it all kind of comes to a head and everything starts to materialize at once. And I've noticed in my own life, this typically happens in 3 to 4 year cycles. So it seems like every 3 to 4 years is when I'll experience a lot of big major life events that happen to me. So for example, if I look back to when I was like age 19, that's when I graduated high school, that's when I went off to college, that's when I basically went out and lived on my own for the first time in my life. Fast forward 4 more years, at age 23, that's when I was just graduating college or was fresh out of college. I got my first full-time job. I moved out of my parents' house and lived on my own. A lot of big life events happened. And then I fast forward to age 27, which was a year ago. And a lot of other big life events happened. I moved into a new apartment. I got a new car. I started dating a new girlfriend. I got a new job. All of these big things started happening all of a sudden at 27. And I think that's something that we need to realize and remember, that it's okay to not have a lot of exciting changes happening to you in your life. Oftentimes, the change that is happening is more of an internal thing, and then later on down the road, it materializes and all comes together at once. This is the same idea of what happens to people who are considered overnight successes. From the outside, you think they just all of a sudden got lucky and their life changed and it was mere luck. When in reality, it was the years leading up to that moment, them putting in the work, them making small incremental improvements that allowed that sudden overnight success to happen. So again, just because things may not be changing or feeling like they're progressing on a materialistic level, doesn't mean that change isn't happening. It may just be happening on an internal level, and that's just as valuable. The second point then is that consumption is not production. So I think when we feel stuck in life, it's our natural tendency to go searching for answers, to find answers as to why we failed in the past or why we're not moving as quickly as we would like to. And this can take the form of reading a bunch of self-help books or watching a bunch of YouTube videos or buying courses or buying diet programs, whatever it may be. And there's nothing wrong with these things. I think these things are great, but we have to remember that action is required in order to actually get a result from this. I think there's a lot of people that fall into this trap of just consuming content and consuming information, and that makes them feel like they're making progress and it makes them feel like they're accomplishing something, but in reality, they're not moving forward at all. And also, to piggyback off of that point, I'm a big believer in the law of attraction, and I know that's kind of a controversial topic, but one of the main topics or ideas that they promote with the law of attraction is that what you think about constantly, you kind of manifest or attract into your life. And if we're spending all of this time consuming content about why relationships are failing, or why your businesses are failing, or why you're struggling to make money, I think almost inadvertently it kind of manifests in our lives even more, and it creates that problem. It makes it bigger in our head than what it actually is in reality, because we're constantly thinking about it. What you constantly think about, you will attract into your life. So I think that's another aspect as well. I think consuming content and consuming information is good, but it needs to be, like anything, managed and within reason. The third and final point then is another thing I think we like to do whenever we feel stuck is that we like to start adding things into our life. We start trying to bring more stuff into our life as opposed to subtracting things from our life. And I actually think it's more productive and more valuable to first remove things from your life that are not serving you. So for example, what I do from time to time is I will pull out a piece of paper and I'll make a list of all of the things in my life that if I removed them from my life would improve. It could be things like checking social media throughout the week. It could be things like hanging out with certain friends. It could be binge drinking on the weekends. It could be watching Netflix X amount of nights a week. It could be sleeping around, having one-night stands, being on dating apps, whatever it may be. Just make a big list of all of the things in your life that you could possibly cut out of your life. And then make an actual effort to start cutting those things out. And the more we cut those unnecessary things out of our life, the more room it's gonna open up for us to add productive, healthy things into our life that actually is going to get us to where we want to go. It's gonna give us more time, it's gonna give us more energy, it's gonna give us more money, and then we can just build a healthier lifestyle, a healthier group of habits that we're living by day to day. So again, subtract things from your life before you start adding a bunch of things to your life. But that was it. Those were the three main principles. And something else I want to touch on is that it's okay to feel stuck. I used to get very frustrated and anxious and confused when I was younger. And when I had these types of feelings, I would feel out of order and just chaotic. But the more perspective I have and the older I get, the more I realize that it's okay to feel these types of way. It's okay for your life to not be crazy and exciting and have all of these different changes happening all the time. It's okay to be bored every once in a while in your life. It's okay. It's part of the human experience. If we lived a life where everything was constantly changing and we had all of this excitement and everything was going our way all the time, that would become our new baseline and we would get tired of that. So it's okay to feel stuck. Don't try to eliminate that feeling. Don't try and completely get rid of it by making a bunch of impulsive decisions. Just be still, enjoy it, use it, and try to have some peace of mind as you go through it. So I hope this video helps you guys. As always, if you have any additional comments, questions, or video topics that you want me to touch on, let me know down in the comment section below. But that's all I got for this video, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.